Pokemon, the Pokemon School. Chapter 1, Alola Adventure. Yippee! Yoo-hoo! Ash yelled. Awesome! Ash grinned as she gazed out at the wild blue ocean. He felt a splash of water on his face. Malamali Island, one of several islands in the Alola region, was a perfect place for a holiday. He and Pikachu, his best friend's beloved Pokemon, on his shoulder. The island's sun was warm and bright. What could be better? The answer, zipping over the waves while riding a super cool Sharpedo. Sharpedo was a famous Alola jet ski. Instead of a machine with a motor, it was fabulous water and dark-type Pokemon with super speed. Full throttle, Sharpedo, Ash directed. With several strong flips on its powerful tail, Sharpedo zoomed ahead. This rolling Sharpedo ride was just one of the amazing activities Ash could enjoy on the Malamali Island. The Alola region was a tropical paradise, and it had all kinds of unique Pokemon. Even though Ash and his mom were on holiday, he was still thinking about Pokemon. Ash loved nothing more than encountering new Pokemon. It was his goal to become a Pokemon master. He had traveled to many regions on his quest to compete at top Pokemon gyms, but he already knew that his time in Alola would be special. While Ash and his mom were on Malamali Island, they had an important task. Professor Oak, the famous Pokemon professor who lived in Ash's hometown in the Kanto region, had asked him for a favor. Professor Oak needed them to deliver a Pokemon Egg to his cousin, Samsung. It was a mysterious egg, and Ash knew it was a very important job. To get to Samsung, Ash and his mom took a taxi, but it wasn't just any taxi. My first Pokemon taxi, Ash declared from the comfortable seat on the cart pulled by a strong Taurus. This is the best ever! Ash was thrilled. Pikachu made a happy squeak, and the Taurus replied with a friendly grunt. Ash's long retriever was Mr. Mime, Ash's smallest Pokemon companion. Mr. Mime, a physic and fairy-type Pokemon, had actually won tickets for the Big Island getaway. Here in Alola region, we use the power of Pokemon to go anywhere and everywhere, so the taxi driver explained. We refer to use this Pokemon as ride Pokemon. When you travel on land, you take a land ride Pokemon. When you want to fly, you take an air ride Pokemon. On water, a water ride Pokemon. Ash found it all fascinating. He loved learning new Pokemon facts. His mom were more interested in the ancient fruit in a local market. She wanted to buy some berries, and so the taxi driver pulled Taurus to a stop. As Ash got out of the cart, he noticed something in the corner of his eye. It wasn't fruit. It was a Pokemon, Ash murmured, rushing over to investigate. The Pokemon was halfway underground with his head and an orange striped head Pokemon. So cool! I wonder what his name is. Ash leaned down, and the Pokemon reached out and pinched his nose with his strong pencil-like jaws. As soon as the bug-type Pokemon let go, it dove underground as it dug its escape tunnel. Okay, let's catch it, Pikachu! Ash cried, holding his sore nose. In an instant, the two friends had rushed into the nearby forest, leaving the market and Ash's mom far behind. They rushed after the speedy Pokemon. However, once they were deep in the forest, the Pokemon had too many places to hide. Tall leafy trees rose high overhead, and lush plants grew all over the forest floor. Guess we missed it, Ash said, panting to catch his breath. Ash looked up and realized that he didn't know where he was. He thought about his mom. Where are we supposed to take that out again? The shadows of the forest were a great place to hide. A mysterious Pokemon with large curved wings floated high in the branches, watching Ash and Pikachu and stay out of sight. Just then, another Pokemon appeared. It was almost twice as tall as Ash and nearly 3 times as wide, and it was very, very pink. Oh, wow, Ash said with a gasp. Pika! Pikachu chirped in agreement. The pink and green Pokemon began to wave its large, long, log-like arms. Look, it's waving! Exclaimed Ash, approaching slowly. You sure are cute. The Pokemon appeared to be walking towards them with a friendly grin. Then suddenly, it began to reel around, breaking tree leaves in its gigantic paws, and let an angry, high-pitched squeak. Move it! Ash yelled, and he and Pikachu ran all their might. They leaped over bushes and dodged trees until they came to a small clearing. What is that thing? Ash wondered out loud. A super-sized Pokemon that seemed to be happy to see him at first. Luckily, Ash didn't worry about it for long. It was only seconds before another Pokemon distracted him. He noticed a Charizard flying high above, with a person on its back. That must be an air raid Pokemon, Ash said. That's awesome! Pikachu, let's follow it! Ash and Pikachu chased after a fire and flying type Pokemon. They soon emerged from the trees. Ash stopped and took in the sight. Before him was a large field with a track around it. There were several round buildings with sanctioned roofs and outdoor walkways. The grounds also include a lake and lots of tall palm trees. It is beautiful. And the best part? There's a Pokemon everywhere. Ash stepped forward in awe. He didn't look before he crossed the track, and 3 racing tourists came bearing full steam ahead, nearly trampling him. A girl with long blonde hair hurried towards him. Are you okay? He asked, worried. Pikachu was worried to check on him too. Ash laughed it off as he stood up. Actually, I'm good at dealing with tourists, see? I've caught some. Soon all the tourists and the riders joined him too. They all looked concerned. What is this place? Ash asked. This is a Pokemon school, said a girl named Mallow. The Pokemon school, Ash repeated slowly. Wow! Chapter 2. Meet the crew. I'm Fur at the Pokemon school. I can't believe this, is it? Ash said. I'll show you around, Mallow offered. She grabbed Ash by the hand and said, on his shoulder she had a small round grass-type Pokemon called Bounsweet. It had a green steam on top of its head and gave a deliciously sweet smell. Mallow practically drove Ash into one of the big buildings. All around there were kids and Pokemon studying or playing games. Ash could hardly believe it when Mallow took him to a large room filled with ancient Pokemon skeletons. There are flying Pokemon skeletons hanging from the ceiling, and there are other Pokemon skeletons, built boom by boom, on display on the wooden floor. This is great! Ash exclaimed. Where am I again? Mallow giggled. I told you, it's a Pokemon school. It's a place where Pokemon and students all study together. Next, Mallow knocked on the closer. Professor, sir? Principal, sir, she called out. I brought a new student. Ash didn't have time to explain that he wasn't a new student before the door opened. Inside the office, he saw a man that his mom. Ash, you finally made it, his mom said. Ash realized that his mom had come to the school too, on their errand on a Professor Oak. Aloha, Ash, said the man, who looked very familiar. Welcome to Pokemon School, home of soul rock and roll. Ash was confused. Professor Oak, he said, what are you doing here? The man laughed out loud. People tell me we look alike. The name is Samson Oak. Ash realized that this man was Professor Oak's cousin, the person who was expecting the egg that he and his mom had brought all the way from Peloton. He's the Pokemon School principal, Mallow explained. Nice to meet you, Samson said, making eye contact with Pikachu. He always makes jokes, Mallow said, slightly embarrassed. He's always playing around with Pokemon names. We all need a little fun, Professor Oak said, smiling. He set out to contact his cousin, Professor Oak. He wanted to tell him that Egg had arrived safe and sound. Say, Professor Oak, sir, Mallow began. May I show Ash around the campus? Ash held his breath, feeling hopeful. Of course! Park on your way. Ash was ready, getting used to the professor's odd way of putting Pokemon names into everything yet. Porygon was a victual Pokemon from his home region to Kanto. Now, this is our classroom, Mallow said, as they entered a gigantic room with high ceilings and windows opening to the tropical air. Hi, said a young man who was wearing a lab coat, board shoes, and a cap. A big aloha to you all. Professor Kukui! Mallow looked happy to see him. Professor? Asked Mumble. He didn't know any professor who wore a lab coat with a shirt. Yeah, he's our teacher. Professor, I'd like to meet Ash, Mallow said. Professor Ogg just filled me in, the teacher said. Hi, Ash and Pikachu. I hope you enjoy your visit here. Ash was pretty sure he would. Thank you. When Mallow, Ash, and Pikachu went outside, they noticed same Charizard that Ash had organically followed out of the forest, and the guy who had been riding in was there. That's Kiawe, Mallow said. Kiawe and Charizard were students at the Pokemon School too. Soon they were joined by the same group of students that Ash had met when he first arrived at school grounds. Ash introduced Lilia, a girl with a long blonde hair, had first approached him. Lana, who always carried Poplo, the sea lion Pokemon, in her arms. And Silverclaws, when a roly-poly Pokemon, Togedemaru, who both looked very alike. When Kawaii and Mallow, that is a Pokemon School class. Professor Kukui had come down to meet the students. Ash noticed a cold band around Kiawe's wrist. It contained a crystal. Professor Kukui explained that the band was called a Z-ring, and it's made of square metal plates with a crystal in the center of the largest plate. Kiawe had learned the Z-ring in a ceremony called the Iceland Challenge, and now he and Charizard was able to do an epic, overpowering move called the Z-move. There was so much to learn about the Pokemon in the Alola region. As told, he and Pikachu would have enough time on their holiday to learn it all. Chapter 3. Tapu Koko, Spirit Guardian. Ash was chatting to the students outside the Pokemon School when he saw something flash by in the air. It was colorful with bright patterns and it was fast. The sight gave him a thrill, and it disappeared behind a cluster of trees. Who's that Pokemon? Ash asked. Pokemon? Sophocles questioned, looking all around. I don't see anything, Mallow said, but Ash knew he had seen it. It was on, but he felt sure that a Pokemon had been watching them. I was just here, he insisted. There's a Pokemon for sure. It was yellow, about this big. Ash motioned with his arms. It has a big orange crest on his head. He could see it on his mind. The rest of the group looked spectacular. Professor Kukui frowned and said, That sounds like Tapu Koko. Kiawe finished. You still Tapu Koko, guardian of the Melamala Island? Lily questioned. Well, a guardian? That's what that was, Ash replied. His sound equally stunned. Little did they know that Tapu Koko had been watching Ash. Earlier that day, Tapu Koko had seen Ash in the forest, and is interested in Ash's fascination with Pokemon. But why could the guardian of Melamala Island be so curious about Ash? Later that night, Ash and his mom was having dinner in the hotel terrace. Anything interesting happened today? Ash's mom asked, when Ash was lost in all the incredible memories from the afternoon. You seem a little distracted that evening. Just then, Ash heard thrilling call. Pikachu heard it too. Ash knew at once what it was. He rushed to the terrace railing. He saw a flash of yellow and orange and a striking triangular marking on his wings. Ash didn't hesitate. He leaped over the railing and took off. Where are you going? His mom called. Pikachu bounded behind Ash as they cracked down the flying Pokemon. Ash spotted it high above, so he climbed a tall staircase that wound up around the lush hillside. At the top, Ash found an empty plaza. Tapu Koko hovered above the plaza. Ash won us all. Tapu Koko floated in the air without flapping his wide curved wings. The Pokemon looked at Ash. His markings made it look like a warrior, bold and proud. Ash felt a connection. How come only I can see you? Is there something you want to tell me? The Majestic Pokemon cooled again. Then it released something from its wing. It is a band with brilliant crystal in the center. Wow, this looks like a Z-ring Kiwi was wearing, Ash said. He looked up at the spirit guardian. Tapu Koko nodded. Ash reached out and grabbed the band. It sent a rush of electricity through him, and gleaming light circled the Z-ring. Ash could tell it was powerful, but he didn't fully understand why. He had many more questions, but the spirit guardian gracefully flew away, leaving Ash and Pikachu alone. Chapter 4 Electrodrome Z. After the experience, it wasn't surprising that Ash wanted to stay in Alola to learn more about Tapu Koko and all the other new Pokemon there. As soon as Ash told his mom, she helped make the agreements. She told her knew her son well, and she had a feeling he would love the chance to be a student at the Pokemon School. One of the best parts was that Ash would be able to stay with Professor Kukui, and he'd been in Molokai, Lilia, and the others in Professor Kukui's class. It was such an amazing opportunity. Both Ash and Pikachu were excited for all the adventures they'd experienced in Alola. Professor Kukui's classroom was in full swing before Ash and Pikachu arrived on their first day. Mallow and Lilia were working together to develop a new recipe for Pokemon food. Mallow's family ran a local restaurant, and she had grown up creating all kinds of tasty food, so she knew what ingredients would make a Pokemon meal super delicious. With Lilia's incredible knowledge of Pokemon, she knew just what foods and vitamins would make a healthier snack. If you added mango berry or agave berry, the food would be better balanced, Lilia suggested. Lilia, you're the best, Mallow exclaimed. I'm trying now, thank you, just said Mallow's companion. Bounced, jumped gracefully onto Mallow's shoulder. Lilia cried in surprise. That's such a shame, Mallow said. You know so much about Pokemon, but you can't touch them. I can touch them, Lilia insisted. I realize that it's only a matter of if I want to touch them or not. Everyone finds it strange that Lilia didn't like to touch Pokemon because she was clearly fascinated by them. During lessons, Lilia always politely raised her hand and could answer almost any question Professor Kukui or Professor Oak asked. They devoured Pokemon facts like a Snorlax and his favorite snacks. But although she enjoyed learning about Pokemon and the books or on the computer, if she encountered one in real life, she'd help it, yelp and jump back. He couldn't help it. It was a reflex. That morning, Spokeless was working on a project with Togedemaru as the Lord roly-poly Pokemon. With his mechanical mind, Spokeless often tried to figure out how things work, and Togedemaru was a willing helper. Sophocles scratched his head and then hit one last key on the laptop. Togedemaru charged program. Sophocles around. Execute! He hit the final key, and Togedemaru jumped up the spinning wheel. Within seconds, the motion of the spinning wheel had created enough energy to power the light bulb. Spokeless like classroom time, where he could be in charge of the experience. He didn't have nearly the same energy for field work and catching Pokemon in the wild. Popolo, make a blue! Lana described. She and Popolo, the sea lion Pokemon, was just enjoying each other's company. Lana was working Popolo and blowing giant bubbles on his round brown pig nose. With each Popolo's tries, she would shield her face as soon as the bubble burst and then giggle. Kiwayan was one of the last to arrive. He had already taken care of the delivery job that morning, all the way to Yulaila Island. That's far away, spoke Lissa. My Charizard, it takes no time at all, Kiwi admitted, and he took a seat and faced the front of the classroom. It was clear that all the students at the Pokemon School was devoted to Pokemon, and they all wanted to learn more about how people and Pokemon can work together. Ash and Pikachu could fit right in. Aloha! Ash cried, as cold as he entered the room. Aloha, said the other students responded, starting to get today. Ash will be joining us at the Pokemon School, Professor quickly explained. If he has any questions, please don't hesitate to help him out. See, I really wanted to become a Pokemon Master, so I want to learn everything about this place. Ash told his classmates. He was certain that spending time with everyone in the Pokemon School will get him one step closer to his dream. And once a crowd gathered around Ash, "That's so cool," spoke Lissa, motioning to the band on Ash's wrist. "Is that a Z crystal?" "Yeah," Kiwi said, stepping a little closer to the group. "As Electrum Z. Where did you get that? You didn't participate in the island challenge, did you?" Ash remembered the explanation of Kiwi's band called the Z-Ring the day before. Ash knew that Kiwi had to accomplish to earn it. "Tafu Koko gave it to me," Ash said awkwardly. "Tafu Koko?" Kiwi sounded uncertain. "You saw it again?" Mala questioned. They're all fascinated, so Ash told them how the band had just come flying down to him. "Right out of the sky! Pika! Pika!" Pikachu murmured in agreement. How could Tapu Koko have gotten a Z-Ring? Kiwi wondered. It felt like Ash paused. It felt like Tapu Koko was telling me that the ring was for me. The other students all react with amazement. Only Kiwi looked truly uncertain. "I read about Tapu Koko," Lilia told them. Tapu Koko is well known as a guardian who likes to help visitors, but he'll also like to play tricks on people. She took a deep breath. "I also read that on rare occasions, it will give mysterious gifts to people in life." "So that must mean Tapu Koko really likes Ash," Molo said. Ash hoped that was the case, but he also considered the other things that Lilia had told them. They didn't really know why Tapu Koko had given him the Z-Ring. "Kiwi, hold on," spoke Lissa. "You've got your Z-Ring from the Aka Island Kahuna, right?" "Yes," Kiwi agreed, by successfully passing the Grand Trail. "That's awesome!" Ash couldn't contain his excitement. "Does this mean I can use Z-moves just like you?" "Using Z-moves should not be taken lightly," Kiwi said. "Only when the Pokemon and its trainers' hearts become one will the Z-Ring turn their feelings into power. But those feelings must be about something greater than themselves. Like what?" Ash prompted. "Helping the island, helping Pokemon," Kiwi continued, "or helping others. Only those who care about all living things in your world are permitted to use Z-moves." Kiwi sounded stern and noble, as if he were standing up for something he believed in. "I'm not exactly sure that Tapu Koko saw you, but as a Z-Ring owner, you need to realize your responsibility." Ash looked at the older student. The Z-Ring around Ash Ridge was shiny and angular. With its electrical crystal, it looked very modern. The necklace around Kiwi's bare neck was different. It was made of ancient beads and artifacts, all strung on a rope of brown leather. "I don't understand much of that complicated stuff," Ash admitted, "but I know how special the Z-moves are. You can count on me, and that's about all I can say." Kiwi smiled. "That's good enough." Thanks for listening. Please subscribe me and have a great day. Bye bye.